Welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to be bringing you a quick walkthrough of the first playable area within inside Hellpoint. Hellpoint is a relatively new game developed by Cradle Games. It's a action RPG set in a dark sci-fi atmosphere upon a advanced space station. So far I found that there are a ton of secrets to be found. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough on all of the secrets I was able to find, all the way up until the first boss fight. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. When you first spawn in, you are going to be directed down a staircase directly in front of you, and once you reach the bottom of that, a health injector will emerge from the floor. Go ahead and equip that and heal yourself now. Doing so will open the door directly in front of you at the top of that staircase. Once that's open, go ahead and proceed through it. And what you're looking for here is a doorway on your left hand side about 3/4 down. Go ahead and enter that one and proceed down the hallway. Here you will find your first loot cube, and then you can just proceed back to the doorway that opened up in front of you. What you're going to do now is just head to the edge of the platform that's directly in front of you and hop down those set of crates. You're going to activate your first rift here, along with find your first weapon. So once you pick up your weapon, go ahead and equip it, and what that rift that you activated is going to do is act as a respawn point for when you die. You will always respawn at the last rift that you activated. Go ahead and head down the set of stairs, and you're going to find your first set of enemies. There'll be 2 guys here. Go ahead and kill them both. Make sure to pick up the loot cubes as they drop. And what you're going to find here is your first secret door. What you're looking for here is a set of 3 panels that look identical. Go ahead and interact with the middle panel. Straight to your left, you will find a weapon cube. Go ahead and pick that up and head down the hallway. Go ahead and kill the enemies on this first floor, and then interact with your first exo lift on your right hand side. That will take you up onto a platform with a coin in the corner. What you're going to want to do then is jump across to the other platform, kill the enemy, and then pick up that loot cube as well. So what you're going to want to do now is just hop back down onto the first floor. Watch out for any ambushing enemies. And you can just go ahead and go through that doorway. This is going to take you to another open area. Just head right until you come to a staircase taking you down. Go ahead and kill the 2 enemies that spawn in this room, and then just take that staircase down. Now, when you come out of this staircase, you're going to want to make a left right out of the staircase, and you will come to a wall that you should be able to break. You should hear a very distinct sound when you pass by this wall. That's how I was able to tell that that wall was there. What you're going to want to do now is head up the lift that is directly in front of you when you walk out of that staircase. You can go ahead and take this lift up. You can just hop over to the next building, and here's going to be one of the next secrets. So go ahead and head all the way to the back wall and drop down and pick up this vault key, and go ahead and just head back up. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. I decided to just jump off the side of the building, which wasn't the smartest idea. As you can see, I take a ton of damage. You can just head down one of the lifts and go inside of the building, and then just fight your way out into that wall. Here you're going to find another secret door. As you can tell, it's the 3 panels that look identical. Go ahead and open that up and take the lift in front of you up. When you get to this point, if you make a right, you will see another set of panels. Go ahead and open those up as well. And inside here, you're going to find another coin and a credentials card. So go ahead and pick both of those up and then head back out. Here you will find 3 cubes on the ground. Just go ahead and pick all of those cubes up. This next part is kind of quick, but drop down, pick up the loot cube, drop down another level, head behind you, and go ahead and enter that room and pick up the loot cube in the corner. And here you're going to come across a guy behind a door. Don't worry, we will get to him later. For this next part, we're just going to go ahead and head into the building behind us. If you didn't already clear this out, you can do it now. There should be one loot cube in there and a guy with a blaster, so make sure you take care of him. Then just head outside of that building into the alleyway and kill the two guys that patrol that alleyway. And right now what I'm going to do is we're just going to clear out some of the remaining enemies in this open area here. So go ahead, when you're done with that, there will be a door to your right. Go ahead and enter that building and pick up the loot cube that's in the right hand. Sometimes there's a guy in here that will ambush you, so be prepared for that. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to clear out the remaining enemies in this open area. So once you are done killing all of the enemies, head back to the door, the building that you just came out of, and go around the corner on the left hand side and you will see another loot cube. We are done with this area, so go ahead and activate the elevator all up against that wall to your right. Now go ahead and activate the elevator and it will take you up to the third floor. This elevator is kind of a long ride, so please, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrYashi. Once we get to the top, the door will open, and this is going to take you to the next part of this level. What you're going to want to do here is just exit the elevator and take the path straight to the next room. And this is where things get a little bit tricky. There are 2 sentinel enemies in this area. But right now, we're just going to avoid them and just cross straight over to the door right across from you. When you enter that room, go ahead and hop up onto the crates in the back corner. Obviously, I had some trouble with that. But go ahead and hop back onto the railing and then walk over, and this is how you get into this next room. There are a total of 4 enemies in this room, so take care to not get ambushed. Once you kill all the enemies, there were 2 loot boxes in here, plus whatever the enemies drop. So go ahead and pick up everything in this room. And now we can exit out of the door on our left. Once we exit there, we can exit into the main hallway, and we will come up to what is going to be the boss fight. We are not going to attempt that at the moment. Instead, I'm going to show you how to kill one of the sentinels. Now, what you're going to want to do here is you're going to want to wait for him to initiate his long range attack, which is when he slashes his sword into the ground and he spawns the spikes out of the ground. This is where he's most vulnerable to an attack. You can probably get a couple hits into him before you have to back off. One of his hits will deal about half of my life per hit, so it's a good idea to try to avoid fighting him head on. Just be patient and wait for the right moment to attack. Once he is dead, you can just go ahead and continue down the path up front of you. You will come up to an open doorway on your left-hand side. Go ahead and continue through that doorway, make a quick left, and you will come into a giant open room. There will be 1 single enemy in this room, so go ahead and kill him off. Go through the open doorway. There will be a loot cube also on your right-hand side once you enter that room. And then you just continue forward into the next room, where here you will find the ceremonial dagger. And then you can just go ahead and leave out the way that you came. Be careful, because 2 new enemies will spawn once you pick up the dagger. One will crawl out of a little hole in the wall, and the other will spawn back in the first room that you entered, along the wall. He also will spawn on top of a loot cube, so make sure you pick that up. Now we can just go back out into the main hallway through the way we came, and this will bring us to our second sentinel. At this point in the video, I decided not to kill him, just because he is kind of a pain in the ass. So I decided to just run past him. You can kill him, it is up to you. But once you get past him, there will be a door at the top of that hallway. Go ahead and open that door. Make sure to grab the loot cube on your left. This door will take you back to the very beginning. Instead, what you want to do is you want to turn right around and go back out that door to your right. Look for the 3 panels on the side of the wall. Go ahead and open that up. Now, this is where it gets a little bit dangerous. There are going to be a bunch of new enemies in this area. One of those is going to be the flying fish. This is where I use my shield in a lot of the engagements here because these guys do a lot of damage. These first 2 fish right inside the doorway. Continue to your right and you will come across 4 more enemies. Go ahead and take them out whichever way that you see fit. Be careful not to get ganged up on, as these guys will gang up on you. Once you are done fighting all of the enemies in this area, there is a loot cube in the back right corner. So once you pick that up, go ahead and turn around and look for a staircase that leads down. It'll be along the railing. Once you head down that staircase, go ahead and head down the next one. This is where there are going to be a ton of enemies in this area, so pick your fights wisely. There are boxes that you can hide behind to help you here. Once you're done killing all the enemies here, go ahead and head back and grab the loot cube. And then go ahead and continue down the staircase to the bottom floor. Be careful again here, as there are a lot more enemies down below. Make sure that you pick up all the loot cubes that get dropped. As you will witness here, I ran into a bit of trouble fighting these 2 enemies. I did, in fact, die. But once you respawn, it might be a good idea to interact with the rift that you opened earlier and use some of your upgrade points that you have. You can consume all the Axios that you've picked up to then upgrade. That upgrade is up to you, but I would recommend some stamina and health. This is where things are going to get a little bit tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to travel back into that room that we were in initially. We are going to just fight our way back down to our Axios on our dead body. Be careful here because a ghost will spawn on your dead body. He is a bit tricky to deal with. I still have trouble with him. So just be patient and kind of wait for the right openings. I suggest once you kill him to kind of speed run your way down to the last level to get your Exions so that you do not die again. Once you do that, it gets a little bit messy, but there is an elevator in the back right corner of this room. Once you get on that elevator, it will take you down to a safe area. This is where you're going to use that vault key that we picked up earlier to get yourself a healing proficiency. Now, that door will lead you back around to the rift again. If you want, it might be a good idea to upgrade further now that you have the Axions that you picked up off your dead body. Now, we are going to go back to that area again via the elevator that we just used. Once you make your way back to the elevator and you head back up to where we were, go ahead and finish off the rest of the enemies that spawn in this area. The next part that we're going to do is we're going to travel outside of the space station, which can be a bit dangerous, and if you're not careful, it can kill you. we want to try to do this as quick as possible. So once you finish clearing out all of the enemies, head over into the far corner of the room and you will see a green pad. Go ahead and push that pad and enter the chamber here. Go ahead and activate that switch and then hang out by this door here and wait for it to turn green. Once it turns green, you're going to want to open it and then head directly to your right, hop across a few platforms, jump across there, and then pick up the broken EVA suit. Go ahead and at that point just head back out to where you came. There are more items in this area, but I'm not quite sure how to get them yet, as if you spend too long a time in there, it will kill you. As you can see below my stamina bar in the top left-hand corner, there are a bunch of status effects applying to me. Now, those over time will deal damage to you and will minimize your maximum life. So I do die again right here, but once you spawn, you can just head back to the elevator and retreat down there to grab your Exeons, and then just head right back up the elevator. Once we head back up to the rift again, we will be ready to fight the boss. I suggest upgrading a little bit more. Obviously, this is up to you, and whatever stats you choose are completely up to you. Okay, so now we're ready to fight the boss. What we're going to do is we're going to hop up these crates, travel through this door, and head down these long hallways. Once we get to the boss fight, this will be the end of the video, as this will progress you to the new part of the game. So please like and subscribe if you found anything in this video helpful. I do plan to do more videos in the future, but please enjoy this boss fight, and thank you for watching. Oh, I almost forgot. I was going to show you how to get into that locked room with the enemy and the loot cube. But also with that, I'm going to give you a look into a new area of the level that I found recently. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to travel down the set of staircases, and instead of crossing the bridge, go ahead and just drop down on the far right side onto those crates. And when you travel down that hallway, go ahead and pick up the 2 loot cubes in here. Instead of killing these guys, I'm going to just run past them. Now, what you want to do here is you want to beat this guy to that door so that he doesn't lock it. That is the only way to get that cube in that door, is to beat the enemy there that would normally lock it. Once you grab that, you can just open up the door and you can head back out that door.